Hola y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Hi, and welcome to Amores Patos. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby. This is a podcast where two best friends get together and talk about
Duck facts,
duck lore,
duck luck,
and
Ducktales. Welcome. I'm Anna.
And I'm Faby.
And so this is the 6th episode of our podcast. Faby?
7th. It's our 7th episode.
It's our 7th?
Yeah.
No.
It's our 7th episode because this is the 6th episode of the series.
Is it?
Yeah. We just released the 5th episode.
Oh shit, yeah.
And I still have to edit one more.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot. Might be.
One day I don't know, it's confusing for us too.
I just didn't keep track.
Yeah.
So this is the 7th episode of Amores Patos, where we recap and review every single episode of the 2017 series Ducktales.
Yay.
And today we're reviewing House of the Lucky Gander.
Yes. This is a title that Anna won't fuck up and call something really horrible. So horrible.
The Great Beagle Massacre. Forever immortalized. But before we get into the episode, Duckworth Watch. Woo! This is our 5th episode of Duckworth Watch?
Yeah.
We started with Day Chip of Doom, I think.
Yeah, so, no. Then it's our... Yeah, it's our 5th episode.
Yeah. So, Duckworth Watch, no Duckworth.
Duckworth.
I'm starting to believe he really is going to be a ghost, because I would just love that.
He's dead.
Ghosts are real. We know for a million % fact. I would love if he was just a ghost, butler. I would fucking love it.
That would be so cool.
The show could pull it off.
They could, honestly. Like, there's another third subplot. Yeah. Who killed Duckworth? Why is he a ghost? It's a murder mystery now.
No, I just thought he died in his sleep or some shit. Jesus. Not that he was murdered.
That probably says more about me.
Yeah, I just think he died in his sleep and it's just like, I'm not done until... I don't know. He's like, I'm not leaving until Scrooge McDuck dies. We made a bet.
Holy shit.
I don't know.
But,
so Duckworth Watch, still no Duckworth. Also, Benini Gets a Loony Watch. I mentioned him a couple episodes back. He's the Italian pilot. Like, really, like, he's in original Ducktales, the Hotel Strange Duck.
Yeah, that's the clip I used from that episode. I can't understand what he says for most of that clip.
One of the parts he says in that episode is he's like, it'll be the first time I've slept inside a hotel.
I was like, wait, am I hearing that right?
I heard it. I was like, what? Super weird. He's in Hotel Strange Duck and Top Duck. I think those are his only or most prominent appearances.
Those are the only 2 episodes that I've seen that he's in. Yeah. The second one, Top Duck, it's a weird appearance.
It's even weirder.
He rescues the boys from being
from the Beagle Boys. They're trapped in a cage. He just saunters in.
Yeah, like
doesn't acknowledge they're trapped in a cage, but just does let them out.
Yeah, but he doesn't tell anyone.
Yeah,
it's weird.
He's like, hey, these guys trapped some 3 kids in a cage. Call the police. Yeah, so weirdest character ever. Like, that's saying something with original Ducktales.
Yeah, Ducktales has a lot of characters.
Yeah, and he's my favorite, and he's so fucking weird. So I really, really hope we see him.
But no, so far, no luck.
So Benini Gets a Loony Watch, no luck.
No luck. And my own personal watch of Gandra.
Oh god,
she's still not appearing. One day, though. One day.
Maybe when we get Fen.
True.
We'll get her, maybe. I hope not. But that's just me.
Wait, but I think I saw that she is gonna be.
Oh fuck!
Because you know
on that list thing.
Yeah, the list, like the picture.
God. Was she like a recurring character?
I don't know if she's recurring, but I know that she was on the list somewhere.
Oh my god.
But I just don't remember where on the list she was.
We found, like, pictures of, like, the writer's room or something, and, like, from some, like, news clip, ABC news clip of them interviewing, like, Frank Angones and Mark Youngberg and all that. And there's, in the background, there's, like, pictures, there's, like, recurring characters and, like, pictures and names.
Yeah.
There's, like, globe-trotting characters that they'll be, like, one episode off.
Yeah, like villains. Like, the list of stuff. And there'll be, like, in categories. So, I think someone pointed out that Gandra D is in the list. And I'm like...
Just not sure where. I think we are getting Doofus.
Yes!
If you watch the original DuckTales, Doofus... It's probably the worst character.
Yeah, he's the worst.
He's the worst. He's super fucking annoying.
He's annoying, and he's like the fat joke kid.
Yeah,
like,
one of them.
One of them.
The show has many fat joke characters, and he's one of them.
Yeah.
God, he's the worst. And I think he was in the villain category.
Yeah, he's in the villain category. I can't wait.
Terrible. Like, just as a whole, he's just a really awful person.
Yeah. And now he'll finally get that recognition he deserves. Also, he was always hanging out with Launchpad, which is weird. I don't get it.
So weird. He interacted more with Launchpad than the kids did.
Yeah.
So I was like, really weird. Anyway.
The episode, I guess.
The episode, yeah. I really love this episode.
It was really, really good. We say that about every single episode.
I think this and the Mummies of Tothra, or whatever the title is, I think so far, those two are my favorites.
Yeah. They're so good.
They're so good.
This is also, like, I just really like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah. No, because So, okay. I guess we'll get into it. So, unlike original DuckTales, where, like, half the episode plot is, like, finding some, like, convoluted way of getting to the actual adventure and then having it last 5 minutes. This one is straight into the adventure.
Yeah. Like,
no unnecessary, like, plot development. Scrooge doesn't want to go somewhere to make a bunch of money like he normally does. They're just straight up in the plane flying over the city of Macaw. Love it. Love the bird pun name.
God.
And it's not just like duck puns.
Yeah.
It's like macaw.
Macaw. Just puns that are quality puns.
Good
Bless
puns.
the writers.
Yes.
But yeah, it starts with a really nice shot of the plane, which it means Launchpad is piloting the plane. I was very excited about that.
Very little Launchpad.
I know! I had my hopes up a little bit for this one.
I did too!
Yeah.
And my hopes were dashed.
I was like, fuck.
Dashed against the rocks like some dude's head.
Oh god!
And like brains splattering everywhere. Sorry.
Beautiful. Yeah. But what we do get is good.
Very good. So so straight into the adventure. Scrooge is horny for crickets.
No! He's monologuing.
Yeah.
So,
he's doing his monologue thing, which I love, because no one ever lets him finish.
Yeah, no one ever.
But he's telling the kids, he's telling Dewey, Huey, and Webby about the Temple of the Golden Cricket. It's like this thing, you listen to it, it's ethereal song, I think he calls it. Like, it's like infinite wisdom and
only
knowledge.
Shows up every 50 years.
Every 50 years, yeah. And so, so he's telling them he spread this whole map, and he's all like, oh, monologue, mystery.
It's like, pan to, like, Louis just not being amused.
Yeah, and, like, I noticed that, like, Louis, like, he doesn't look very happy.
No, he's, like, rolling his eyes and stuff.
As Scrooge is, like, telling this story, and the other kids are, like, enthralled.
Yeah, Webby especially, she's, like,
Webby especially, all of, like, Louis is, like, a good deal of sitting apart from them, staring out the window a bit unhappily.
Yeah, and I'm like, what happened before he left? Like, was he dragged on the plane?
I wonder, like, because we know Louis' motivations are more towards money.
Yeah.
And this adventure with Scrooge has nothing to do with money.
Exactly. And I'm like, that's probably why in a way.
Part of it? Like, he just...
Yeah, because...
He doesn't care about, like, the history of stuff.
Yeah, he's like these fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Or, like, because I feel like there's something... somewhere in my notes that I made a note later, like, that is, like, a reason why he's, like, not interested at all, but when, like, the money is involved, he's more interested in that.
Definitely,
and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I noticed that behavior of his until I rewatched, and I'm like, oh, shit. He doesn't really like it.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to be here, really.
He's not into the adventure-ish.
Yeah. Though we see that they're currently, like I said, they're flying over Macaw, And Louis looks annoyed until they see that they start actually like flying, getting more into the city.
He points out a neon hot dog.
Yeah.
And like, I love like the kids are like so excited.
They're like, oh shit, which makes sense because I mean, Webby hasn't gone or seen anything.
True.
And like the boys, they only ever go where Donald allows them to go, which is nowhere cool or dangerous.
Yeah. Fuck. Like like I was thinking like, oh, they get excited about it, but I'm like, wait. Whenever I go to Las Vegas, I get really excited about all the lights.
I've never been to Las Vegas. I was born there.
Damn.
But I have no memory of it.
I go there a few times a year sometimes.
Fancy.
I have relatives there.
Oh,
so.
fancy. I don't.
Yeah.
My relatives are in Mexico.
My mom's family is all over the world. Not all over the world.
All over the world. All over Canada.
All over Las Vegas, California, and Mexico.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah,
but,
so I get that.
Yeah. Oh, and we didn't mention Donald's on the plane, too. Finally, Donald. We haven't seen him since Day Trip of Doom.
Exactly.
Like, so Donald, it pans and you're like, oh shit, Donald's here, too.
Yeah, and he's not happy.
He is not happy. Because the reason why they're going to Macau, like their main destination is the Temple of the Golden Cricket. Mm-hmm. But they're stopping at Macau because Gladstone Gander, who I'll get into really deeply right now, called them for help.
Yeah.
And, well, Gladstone, or... Should I get into Gladstone now?
Yeah, we should, because I'm, like, looking at my notes.
Okay.
Because, like, the kids start raving about him.
Yeah, so we should get into, like, who
he is.
Who is Gladstone Gander?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Like, what's that Law and Order noise?
Dun, dun. No, wait, that's, that's right? SVU.
SVU, I mean, whatever the noise is.
No, that's the same thing. Yeah? Law and Order, SVU, yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, dun, dun. Dun, dun. So imagine that noise.
Or I can find it on YouTube.
Please. So, Gladstone Gander.
Yes.
So, Gladstone Gander, I did like a badonk research on this. That wasn't a word. But I did a shitload of research on Gladstone, because I know who he is, but I'm like, I want to give you, listeners, the real deets.
Get schooled.
The real deets. the deep deets. So Gladstone Gander was created by Carl Barks, the original, very, very original, like the guy who created Scrooge. He created like the whole Duckburg entourage. Mm-hmm. So he created Gladstone in 1948 for a comic Winter. I should have written this down. Winter Wonderland. Ooh. It's wrong. It's winter. It's winter something.
I'm falling in for it because I don't know anything.
Gladstone is, this is more in line with Don Rosa's comics, which I'm just gonna go with because Carl Barks kind of muddles up who exactly Gladstone is. Though Gladstone is Donald's cousin, his first cousin. Okay. And according to Don Rosa, who's the author of Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, a bunch of other comics, Scrooge comics, he is the son of Daphne Gander, Quackmore Duck's sister, and some dick named Gustav Gander. Gustav, like goose. Gustav Gander. So yeah, like what a horrible fucking name. So he's Donald's first cousin, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie's second cousin. And in a lot of the old comics, they did call him Cousin Gladstone.
Oh, I don't like that.
Gross.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yes, I much more like the uncle because he's practically an uncle.
Yeah.
Like I call my dad's cousins aunt and uncle.
Exactly. Oh, that like just reminds me of how my family. I have nieces and nephews that are older than me, but I just call them my cousins because that's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird. Yeah. No, that's weird.
And so Gladstone is supernaturally lucky, and there's a whole thing like he's very lazy. His luck defies probability and gets him anything he could ever need or want. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't work for anything.
He's goals.
Yeah,
he's goals.
Basically,
and I resent that.
But that's why Scrooge doesn't like him, because he gets anything he wants without having to work. And Scrooge, as we know, is all about hard work. Earning your success.
Yeah, like the work you put into like what you get is like the worth of the thing.
Yeah, and actually, I wanted to get more information on the source of Gladstone's luck, and there's a whole comic about it by Don Rosa called "The Sign of the Triple Distelfink." It's a German word. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Which was published in 1988, the 40-year anniversary of Gladstone's existing.
Oh shit.
And we learned that his mother, Daphne, was born under the triple distelfink, which is like a hex. It's something that, was painted on her parents' barn, on the front, and then on the back, upside down, keeping all the bad luck out.
Oh.
And so she was born under that, giving her... Daphne has the same supernatural luck as Gladstone. And Gladstone, who was born on the same day as her, inherited her same luck.
Shit, nice. These are genuine reactions, you guys. I have no idea this research was here.
And so Gladstone is Scrooge's nephew, but only through marriage. Mm-hmm. So he's not in any way related by blood to Scrooge. He's Scrooge's brother-in-law's nephew.
Okay.
So he's only Scrooge's nephew by marriage.
Okay.
And in the comics, Gladstone and Donald are both rivals for Daisy's affection, which I hate that trope.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm shook.
Like the major rivals for Daisy's affection. And I just hate the trope of like two guys fighting over a girl, and she's like, "Ooh, who will I get with you?" And it's like, "No, girl, choose someone," and then that's it. Like you're like, okay.
Here's Anna destroying centuries of movies and books.
I hate it. It's like choose someone, and then be like, we can be friends or get lost.
Yeah, don't lead both of them on.
Yeah, and I hate that trope. I hate it so much.
Like, you end up, like, how they say in Spanish, like, el perro de las dos tortas. Like, God. You get neither, because you fucked up.
Yeah, so I hate that joke. So in the comics, Gladstone he ranges from being, like, a huge dick to just kind of being, like, a lazy, layabout guy who... Mm-hmm. But his rivalry with Donald has been a long-standing thing, though.
Nice.
It's a whole thing, yeah. And so that's how it was in his original comic iteration, and then he's been seen in the comics, and then his only other prominent appearance in anything has been in the Ducktales 1987 series, where his only appearance where he has one little cameo in another episode, but there's his main appearance, an episode all about him, is Dime Enough for Luck.
That's the one episode I saw with him in it.
Yeah.
It was a really good episode, actually.
It's a pretty good episode. He's voiced by Rob Paulsen, which I love. Holy shit. So Rob Paulsen is like one of the voice actor kings. He voiced like everyone in the 80s. He's voiced Raphael from the original Ninja Turtles, the 1987 Ninja Turtles. The voice of Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. He's the voice of Yakko Warner from the Animaniacs. And he's the voice of Donatello in the newer Ninja Turtles, the 2012, I want to say, Ninja Turtle series. So, really great voice actor, one of my favorites. And he does a really, really good job as Gladstone in that episode. He's more sympathetic and less of a dick than he is in the comics.
It's pretty chill.
Yeah. Although he has no interactions with Donald or the nephews in that episode.
It's just him and Scrooge, and that's it.
And that's it.
And Magica.
And Magica.
And that's
it. A whole other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the Gladstone we've seen so far. Mm-hmm. And we're in this episode we're introduced to a very different Gladstone.
Exactly.
So back in the episode, the kids start talking about the fact that they're here in Macaw, like on a detour to Macaw, because Gladstone sent them a message for help. Oh my god, I took such detailed notes of this episode.
Well, I just wrote in general. They just like kind of rave about him, and then
Louis especially.
Exactly, yeah, and then I forgot who was like, you must have had like the best time growing up together.
Yeah, it might have been Louis or Huey. And then we get a really cute flashback sequence.
And it's adorable.
It's like, and the way we get to the flashback is like a comic book flip.
Yeah, I love it.
Which I thought was really neat. It was nice.
Adorable.
And so we see little baby Donald and Gladstone.
They have the little, like we've mentioned before, the little square heads.
Little square heads.
They're so cute.
Donald is in his original blue sailor suit, the light blue.
Yeah.
And it's this running gag of,
Gladstone keeps finding $20 bills.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. In, in the cereal, which is, like, the thing you see next.
Yeah,
and then...
and when they're kids, like, he picks up a $20 bill off the street, and only Donald gets hit by, like, a bus passing through a puddle.
He gets splashed with water. Yeah. And then, like, Donald's trying to get breakfast, and he looks like hell.
He looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like, he has bags under the bags of the guys. I've seen some people theorizing that, because it was like he and Gladstone are living together.
Yeah.
People theorizing that maybe after Della disappeared or whatever, Gladstone maybe moved in with Donald to try to help him out.
I read that theory too, and it made me sad.
If that actually happens and we see that, I will die. Because just give me family bonding.
Yeah, some sort. Yeah, and
it'll kill me. But so Donald, like, the cereal's congealed into a block, and he dumps it all into his bowl, and when Gladstone can't try to get cereal, he finds $20.
Exactly, but I'm like, dude, like, are you gonna go out and eat then, or are you just, like, not gonna eat because you just found $20?
Yeah. And then the last one is they're older. They find $20 in the street, and Donald yells dibs.
And he goes to get it.
Yeah.
And the bank is being robbed by like legal boys.
By just one, looks like Burger. Trips over Donald and gets stopped by Gladstone.
Yeah. And so like there's like a newspaper flip thing, and it's like Gladstone, Good Samaritan, foils crime spree.
And then Donald gets put in jail. He's questioned for in the crime spree. Bail posted at $20. Lowest bail I ever heard. What the fuck?
I love it.
So Donald talks about how Donald does not like Gladstone.
He calls him legit like the worst.
Yeah, he's just the worst. And they're all like, nah, like what are you talking about? Gladstone's like super cool and charismatic, but yeah. Scrooge agrees.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Gladstone's the fucking worst.
He's like a layabout, that's what he calls him. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, entitled millennial, I guess, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And that's when Webby points out that the reason why that they're here, because Scrooge is like, why the fuck are we even here?
Yeah.
Webby points out that Gladstone sent a call for help. Mm-hmm. And Huey's like, and like Uncle Donald always says, family always helps family.
And like Donald's like immediately like, why did I say that? It's so dumb.
Yeah, like, though, what I noticed, the kids know who Gladstone is.
Yeah.
Like, they've hung out. Mm-hmm. Like, despite Donald hating his guts.
There's still, like, that interaction.
Yeah, so Donald introduced the kids to this guy he can't stand.
Exactly. So
even though he never mentioned that they were even related to Scrooge for 10 years.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, fuck, he introduced him to a guy he hates over, like, Scrooge.
Exactly. So, like, how much more does he hate
Scrooge? Yeah.
If he's, like, not even gonna mention him.
Because he and Scrooge don't really interact in this episode. Despite being in this episode together, they do not really interact.
Not at all.
And I have some things to say about that at the end.
I also have things to say about Webby and Scrooge talking at each other, but never actually replying.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Anyway, so Donald's like, fucking fuck Gladstone.
Yep.
And this is when Louis points out, like, Gladstone's, like, definitely our coolest uncle.
Yeah.
And Donald's like, hey! Exactly. And he's like, sorry, our coolest non-trillionaire uncle.
Donald's like, hey! Like, you know, like, yeah. But he's like, oh, wait, what the fuck? Like, what's that mean?
No, what? And just getting really offended. And
he's then, like, all, like, his arms are getting crossed, and he's, like, slouching.
Yeah, he's just been sitting with his arms crouched. I can't speak. Donald's just been sitting with his arms crossed, like, slouching in the plane seat, just looking just, like...
mad as all hell.
Yeah, looking pissed.
And, like, Huey's the one that, like, tries to defend him. Sort of.
He's like, Donald's not that lame.
Yeah.
But then Launchpad banks really quick. Like, they dip real low real fast. And Donald...
freaks the fuck out.
He freaks out.
What a weenie.
Yeah, he says, I quote, we're all gonna die. I've wasted my life.
What a mood.
I'm like, Donald, what the fuck? And while he's like strapping on his seatbelt really quick.
No one else is reacting whatsoever.
Yeah, look at him like,
I love like the kids' faces. They all look at him like, oh honey.
Scrooge has his arms crossed and he's like, really? And then we close out on Donald looking embarrassed and kind of ashamed.
Yeah.
And then the really upbeat theme song. So we close on Donald looking really embarrassed.
Exactly.
Yay!
Like, fuck me.
Yeah.
No, it's like one time I was doing something and like I get spooked easily because I just do. Yeah. And I did something where like my shadow like
oh my god
scared me. Like my shadow startled me. And my mom saw that and she's like, really? Did you just really get startled by your own shadow of your own hand? And I was like, don't talk to me.
Why, you tried to have your hand?
Yeah! I moved my hand and I got scared.
Like, I'll be scared because I've been watching BuzzFeed Unsolved.
That's my fault.
I can't watch true crime anymore, guys. It's too scary for me. I can watch all the ghost shit and, like, murders, but, like, ghost murders.
Yeah,
like,
but not, like, the...
Unsolved.
These murders never were found. Yeah. And they're real cases.
Yeah, like, I'll see, like... fucking ghost. If the lights are off in my apartment, I'll be like, yep, every ghost imaginable is in my home right now. I'm fucked. And every murder is out the window. It's at the window, so...
I love it. Welcome to our new podcast, the BuzzFeed Unsolved podcast.
Yeah, so BuzzFeed Unsolved was very good, but I can't watch true crime no more.
I love the true crime ones.
God, no, they're too scary for me.
But yeah, they are scary, but like the thing is like...
They're all unsolved.
They're all unsolved. The scariest one for me was like where these kids were supposed to have like died in a fire, but they never found any remains. So like they're like, were the kids like... incinerated? Or missing? Were they kidnapped before the fire?
Yeah. Don't like.
Anyways, yes.
DuckTales.
We're talking while the theme song plays.
Yeah, we are. So we're watching the episode as we talk.
But it doesn't have subtitles, so sometimes we have to guess about the dialogue, you guys.
And the dialogue that I found particularly important, I wrote down word for word, because I'm a nerd. So they land outside this big casino, House of the Lucky Fortune, I think?
Yeah, House of Lucky Fortune.
And they're all heading in, and Scrooge tells Launchpad, like, we're gonna be leaving in an hour, be ready to go.
Yeah.
And Launchpad talks about, he kind of, like, because Launchpad, we've got very little of him up to this point. Like, we got a little bit of him in the premiere episode, like, 3 seconds of him in the Dime episode.
And then, like, a little bit more, way more in the Terra Firmians.
Yeah. When he thinks he's a mole man.
Exactly.
Mole monster. But in this one, we get, not a lot, again, but we get a lot really of interesting stuff.
Like, a lot of, like, deeply interesting implied stuff.
Yeah. Because, so, Scrooge tells him, we're leaving in an hour, and Launchpad's like, oh yeah, he's like, cool, he's like, I'm gonna visit an old girlfriend who's been having some problems with the local crime family. Like, he says this, like, really aloof, like, and Scrooge is like, yeah, whatever.
I don't care, like, fuck it.
Yeah, Scrooge can give us some shit. I thought really similar to him brushing off Launchpad trying to tell him he's a pilot.
Yeah,
and later he's like, how long, and at the end of the premiere, he's like, since when is Launchpad a pilot?
It's like, you'd know these things if you just listened.
Yeah,
if you just listened.
Scrooge is the only one who hears Launchpad saying this.
Yeah.
And then so after they leave, Launchpad turns and looks over the bay with a very, like, determined expression, like, he says, I'm coming for you, Z. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Like, dramatic music
super
and everything. Dramatic.
Like,
I love it.
It's really, like, determined,
so
like, how do you describe his expression? Like, not Launchpad-esque at all.
Very, like, heroic. Yeah. And very, like, I don't know how to say it.
Serious?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He, like, clutches
his fist.
His fist.
Like, I'm all fine. I'm coming for you.
I love it.
Launchpad.
And look, no one, it's not mentioned. Yeah. We kind of hoped that, like, they would actually show us what he was
subplot,
doing. Yeah.
But nah.
It doesn't happen.
I think we are for sure getting, like, a reboot of the 00 Duck plot from the original series, but it's just not this episode.
Exactly. I had hoped
we got a little nod towards it looks like, but not the actual
Not the actual thing.
Yeah. Oh so the whole family's in the elevator now inside the casino. They're going up to Gladstone's room.
Exactly.
And we see Louis a little bit nervous to see him.
Yeah.
Because he wants to impress him.
He's like, he always sees me in green. I'm like, well, you're only wearing green
ever.
It's your color.
You're color-coded.
And, like, they all kind of don't want to be there. Like, at all. Yeah. They're like, especially, well, Scrooge and Donald.
Scrooge and Donald especially, but the other kids are, like, the other kids are excited to meet him, but none of them as much as Louis.
Exactly. And, but the thing is that I liked, like, even though they don't like him and they're mad at him and he's like, he's a dick.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as they hear, like, a scream for help, they run. Yeah,
they hear him yelling, like, help, like, something like that.
Yeah.
And like, Donald, who's at the back and, hates Gladstone, like, is the first through the door.
Yeah, and I was like, it's still family, even though they're fucking annoying.
Yeah, so they thought they heard him calling for help, but what Gladstone's really doing is getting a massage.
Yeah, like...
by a humongous panda.
A really intense, full-body massage.
Yeah.
That I would consider torture.
Yeah, God, yeah.
And as soon
I can't get a massage, I'm too ticklish. I just laugh, they'd be like, and I'm like, It's like, man, I'm trying to give you a massage. You paid $50 for this. I'm sorry.
You paid $50 for a giggling session. It's a tickle session.
God, that's my nightmare.
It's like, oh, I hate it. No, I've never gotten a massage, but I've gotten, like, I don't know if it's just, like, the Mexican, like, hueseros, where, like, it's, like, kind of like an unofficial chiropractor.
I don't know.
Oh, it's weird. I don't know. Like, my family does that, but, like, it's intense.
Oh, God.
Some of them are scary.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, so, like, immediately, like, as soon as I, like, walk into the room, they're, like, no longer amused.
Yeah, like, Gladstone, Donald and Scrooge are like, okay.
Literally, like, Donald is like, yeah, the worst.
And so Gladstone has a new look. Which I really like.
I do too.
Like, because everyone's been kind of revamped. So, in the original, in the comics, and even in his 1980 appearance, the series was written originally in the 40s, and so the comics usually maintain that style, which is fine. It's the comics, like they're gonna keep the same style. But he would wear like pretty much the same outfit as Scrooge, something really similar, very like spats, a bow tie, a fedora, like.
I didn't realize he had a fedora.
Yeah, he'll have it sometimes.
What a fuckboy.
And very like a cane sometimes too, like very 1940s because the comics maintained, because the comics were set in the 40s.
So it's like understandable.
Yeah. And some people did complain online about his new appearance, but like I'm all fucking for it, because
like, I mean, I'm not attached to him a lot, so I don't really care. But like, I do miss his like little like victory roll hair.
Yeah, like the little curly hair. I do miss, because that was cute. But his hair now is in reference to his very, very original comic appearance. It looked more like this.
So and he's got chest hair. I don't like it.
He does, a little chest feather hair thing. His suit is more like it's like revamped and cool.
Yeah, it's very like slick. It's very nice.
It's very slick. It reminds me of Tony Stark.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
And he's voiced by Paul F. Tompkins, which A+. I know him as the voice of Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman. Very good choice for the voice. I also noticed he's taller than Donald. Whenever they're near each other, you can tell that he's taller, which makes sense because he's a goose.
Oh,
they're bigger.
True.
Which I thought was a nice touch, but so the voice, like Paul F. Tompkins is an amazing voice as Gladstone. It's really great.
I like it a lot. It has like a good like kind of jerkish vibe that fits with him
without being super jerky.
Exactly.
So they all come in, and he looks genuinely happy to see them.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, he has so many nicknames for Scrooge and Donald.
I didn't write it down, but Anna did.
I have a list. Hopefully we just put them all in,
I
because
hope.
they're really great. He calls Donald D-Money, first off, I think. But, so he looks really happy to see them. And, like, they're like, well, what the heck? Like, I thought you needed our help. Like, you're clearly living the high life here.
Yeah.
'Cause he has, like, a whole penthouse to himself.
Fucking huge.
He has a pit full of the chips. The poker chips is full of them.
Just full.
Like, very, very top of... I think he's at the very top of this place.
Top. Because, like, the kids get amused by the windows.
Yeah, because they're tilted at an angle. And if you, like, you can look, it seems like you're falling. It's cute.
It was adorable. And, like... The thing I noticed, he has, like, the Andy Warhol style.
He does!
Like,
the pep!
Yeah, bottles of
cans.
pep.
What is this? What are they trying to subliminally tell us about pep?
I really want to drink pep. Even, it's like the Krabby Patty, like, thing. Like, where you want to eat a Krabby Patty.
Yeah.
But I just really want to drink pep now.
Yeah, so Scrooge and Donald are like, why did you call us?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I do need your help. And we see immediately bad vibes from Pepe, the panda giving the massage. He turns and looks over his shoulder, like,
be careful what you say.
Yeah. And he's like, spending all my winnings!
And he dives,
he dives into the poker chip pool.
And he, like, takes a swim, and it's...
he makes fun of Donald. He makes fun of Scrooge.
Yeah, he makes fun of Scrooge. Straight up. And then, like, immediately starts to imitate him. He's like, kids, who am I?
Yeah.
And he does, like, the armpit, like, farts.
Yeah, he does, like, a fake Scottish accent, something in top... Haggis and top hats. Must be bagpipes.
Scottish words.
Yeah. Scrooge especially is getting fed up that Gladstone had them come to Macaw for nothing.
Mm-hmm. There's so much, like, arm crossing in this episode.
Yeah, because everyone's just so pissed.
Yeah, everyone's so angry vibes.
And so, Gladstone's, like, chilling in the poker chip pool, saying, like, how, like, he has the coolest, easiest life. He's like, I always get something for nothing. I'm the coolest dude. Louie jumps in with him, yelling, like, Best uncle!
And he, like, dives in.
Yeah, Donald looks, again, hurt by this.
He does, because he immediately, I'm seeing the image right now.
Yeah.
He, like, snares his teeth, and he, like, immediately rolls his eyes.
And like, crosses his arms again.
Yeah, and I'm just like, they both have an angry glare, and I'm like, yeah, that sucks if you're raising these kids, but, like, you're not the cool one.
Yeah, like, they don't like you very much. Like, Jesus.
It's like, like, I love my parents, but, like, my cool aunt will always be my cool aunt.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, Donald, I'll get into, like, this whole thing with Donald's extremely low self-esteem.
I know. What a mood.
That's been a thing.
What a mood.
So Scrooge is like, okay, so you don't need us for anything. We're gonna go check out this cool fucking insect, this cool cricket that I'm all for. And so he kind of, like, herds the Webby, Huey, and Dewey, like, really cute.
Yeah!
Like, like, just a really cute, like, I don't know how to describe it, he kind of, like, herds them out, like...
Yeah, he, like, and, like, kind of, like, he, like, waggles his, like, fingers.
Yeah, like, we're going to the temples, we're super righteous, yeah.
And, like, all the kids giggle away, and, like, immediately, like, Louis, like, nah, fam, I don't want to go.
He's like, I want to stay. He's like, I want to stay with Gladstone, because he's super fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. And, like, Gladstone's like, oh, I like this kid. He's like me, but with a cheaper haircut.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
So, like, yeah, so, like, he's kind of, like, jerky, but not quite a jerk. Like, he does like Louis.
It's, like, it's kind of those, like, comments that when you, like, later think about it, you're like, oh, that was fucked up. I can't believe you said that to me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and he's like, you know, like, you can stay, just ask your Uncle Donald.
Yeah, and Louis like, oh, okay, bye then.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
No, Donald will say yes. But then Gladstone immediately rushes out of the poker chip pool, and he's like, hey, no, like, come on, like, stay. Like, let him stay. Like,
I'll show him around.
Yeah, he's like, I'll show you around. And, Donald does give in. He's like, fine, yeah, you can stay, but I'm coming with you.
Exactly. And Louis like, ah, fuck.
He's like, oh, God, yeah. He's not happy that, Donald is coming. Mm-hmm. Scrooge is like, okay, fine, whatever, you guys have fun, like...
We'll pick you up later.
He's like, I'll pick you up later, have fun playing, like, poker or whatever, who cares. So he, Dewey, Webby, and Huey take the elevator back down, but the exit is gone.
Yeah, they
can't find the entrance.
At all. Like, they're looking at, like, one of those You Are Here maps.
Yeah, and it's super confusing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the fuck the map is when I look at that thing.
And Scrooge is, like, uber confused. Mm-hmm. And at this point, while they're talking about, like, how are we going to get out of here, Luhai, the Luhai, the casino owner, like, appears out of nowhere.
He just does. He, like, startles, like, the shit out of
Scrooge is like, what the fuck, where'd you come from? And, really good character design. Again, a really nice distinction from the original series where...
Oh my god.
Woohoo!
What's his name?
Which, from what?
What was it? The Louisianian, Toad? I'm thinking of
Oh my god, Monsieur Rivet? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Good lord, that was horrifying. Anyway, we're talking about a character from the Once Upon a Dime episode. This frog, I guess. Who
Implied.
He's a frog.
Yeah.
He looks so bad. He's like a lumpy green thing.
Exactly. I love screenshotting random faces and then sending them to Anna.
So bad. So the original series, if you don't know, had a problem with racial stereotypes. Mm-hmm. A lot. Like, it had a big problem. We've mentioned it before, I think, in our first episode with the second episode of Ducktales, Wrong Way to Wrong Way.
Yeah, it just has, like, some issues. It takes things a little too far sometimes.
Yeah, like, if they ever go to a non-white country, 9 times out of 10, they're really racist about it.
Yeah.
Yikes. Original series definitely has that problem. Like, if you see the episode, I forget, I think it's All Ducks on Deck, I think, the episode, where I think with Ducks, Scrooge and the kids go to Singapore in the original series.
I haven't seen that one,
It's super fucking racist. Like, we see, they're in Singapore, so we see dog people, I guess. Everyone's a dog person in the original DuckTales, with, like, the rice patty hats, like, no eyes, like, the Fu Manchu mustaches, buck teeth. It's really rough.
Yeah, that's not good.
It sucks. And so, the original series is like a breath of fresh air after all of the horrible racism in the original DuckTales.
I know.
So, like, there's none of that.
Yeah, like, I don't know if we've mentioned, like, the design of the casino.
Right, yeah. So, they're in Macau, based off Macau, the actual place. So, it's very... I describe it. Like, it definitely has, like, the Chinese aesthetic, because they're right next to China.
It's very beautiful.
It's really cute. It's nice. Like, it's really chill.
Reds and blues.
Yeah. And so we're introduced to the casino owner, Toad Luhai, who's just like, he's a cool design. Like, he's a huge teal colored
describe
toad.
it as teal. Yeah.
Like light teal. Huge dude. He's voiced by B.D. Wong, who I know as Dr. Henry Wu from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, and Li Shang from Mulan.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I googled him and I'm like, oh shit. He's also been like in a bunch of Broadway junk. He's won like awards.
Shit.
I'm like, yeah, cool. I don't know those things, but I will bring up the things I do know. Sorry, B.D. Wong.
Oh my god.
And at this point, he tries to goad Scrooge into staying. He has these playing cards, keeps flipping around to be all cool.
Magic tricks.
And Scrooge is like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, he's not having it. I love the kids, they just kind of look at him like, what?
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck is this loser?
Webby looks like the most, like, concerned about it.
None of them are impressed.
No, they're just not having it.
Luhai does, like, a card trick, like, he's like, ooh, look at the cards, whatever, and Scrooge is like, oh, nice, street magic.
What is that comment?
It killed me. And he's like hurting the kids. He's like, yeah, okay, kids, keep walking.
Yeah.
Just keep walking. Don't look at them. Don't look at him. It's really like, cute.
Me when I pass parts of Mexico with like restaurants.
Yeah.
And
they're all yelling, like, come eat here. And you're like,
no, keep walking,
don't look at them. Don't look at them. That stresses me the fuck out.
Same. Me and my dad, we always like kind of like run like. Because, like, my dad's like, I swear, like, if one of them talks to me for more than 5 minutes, I feel like I'm obligated to, like, eat in there.
Yeah, just don't look at them. Yeah. Don't talk to them. Nothing.
Just go.
But Toad follows them. He starts telling them, like, oh, no, like, at least stay for the floor show.
Yeah.
I hope I got this right. The
Aquarium.
Yeah. Aquarium, the sacred waters of Aquarian.
Yeah.
And, it's like a pool with, like, a thing, like a box thing, and like lights.
It's like a dude jumping.
Yeah. And at first, Huey criticizes it the most.
Yeah, he's like, it's just a waste of water. Like nothing's like cool's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But then like this like really epic narration starts to happen,
and this dancer appears.
Yeah. And like I forgot what the guy says, but like
in the time before time or something.
It reminds me of like early like 2000-ish like. VHS commercials for movies.
Probably,
yeah. Yeah, like that, like, same, like, sound aesthetic, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, saying, like, you know, like, there's, like, a big speech. I'll, like, put the speech in here somewhere.
Yeah, it's cute.
Biggest waste of water is more like it. I mean, how many million gallons are you going through a day just for some dumb...
In a time before time, the earth lies beneath a watery grave. There is only light. There is only ocean. And among all the primal chaos, there lives Aquarium.
Water, dancing, calm, washing over me. Never felt so at peace.
I suppose we have time for one show. But then it's right to the Temple of the Golden Cricket.
Yeah, and like Huey's like immediately like, this is like my life now.
Yeah. He like goes towards it, his eyes getting all big. And like we get this like kind of like intense musical build at this point that I really like.
I like it a lot too.
Yeah. Because it's like the water show's going on. Scrooge, he's like, fine, we'll watch it.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't complain much. He just sits down.
He's like, this, you know, like my kids want to do this.
Yeah,
I thought
that was super cute. That he's like, fucking, okay, we'll stay for one show.
Yeah, and like immediately, oh my god, I forgot how to pronounce his name. Luhai. He's like, he like grins, and I'm like,
He's like, yes.
You've fallen for the trap.
Yeah. And there's like the intense musical build that's real cool there.
Yeah, and then like immediately cuts back to Gladstone, Louie, and Donald. Mm-hmm. They're like trying out suits and stuff.
Yeah, I love
very
this.
Fancy.
This is the suit room.
Oh shit!
in the room where they're like the suit place.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe
Tailor
it.
shop.
Tailor shop. Thank you. The suit place.
The suit place.
There's like this like statue of like a Chinese dragon, like the long one, the long dragon. The skinny, the noodle dragon.
Noodle dragons.
And the dragon statue was wearing a suit and a top hat.
I love it. I hadn't noticed that.
It's like in the corner. It's a really cute touch.
I love it.
So like Huey and not Huey, Louie he's got like a cute little green suit.
Yeah,
and Gladstone has like.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I love they both got the green. Gladstone's got the green, the really sharp, like green Tony Stark-esque suit. I don't know how else to describe it.
I hadn't realized, like the Tony Stark vibe to it. Yeah. I love it, yeah.
And Donald is wearing, like, what the ever-loving fuck is he wearing?
He looks like he's gonna go to prom in, like, the 80s.
It's, like, fucking 1880s. Sorry.
I always, like, whenever it's, like, a shitty, like, 80s, 70s high school movie, I feel like the guys always wear, like, a suit like that.
Yeah,
Not the top hat. The top hat is a mess. He's wearing, like, a top hat with a flower in it.
Should we describe what he's wearing?
Yes.
Let's get back.
Nice.
I think we'll see him again.
True, yeah.
We can get this. There we go. Wow.
What a mess.
Okay. What is this?
He's wearing like a blue, like a light blue like suit, and it has like
he's got a ruffled shirt.
Ruffled shirt with a big like pinkish bow tie. Yeah. The top hat is like a dark blue with like a big yellow flower in
and
it,
a cane.
And a cane. And like so like Gladstone and Louis like they're leaving and like the guy's like, it's an honor for you to just wear this, so you get it for free.
Yeah, but then to Donald, he's like $2,000 cash. Is that what
cash only.
Cash only.
Like fuck, and he's like, no.
Yeah, and so we see Donald instead steals a tuxedo shirt. We hear the beeping, and he's like, just like the real thing. And then he's immediately tackled by a huge panda security guard. And while Louis like, oh, he's like, Donald has like the worst luck in the world.
Yeah.
Gladstone looks pleased.
He's
by
like,
this.
I'm counting on it.
Yeah. And because we see Liu Hai watching them from like across the
people that are crossing
across the hall, across the room. Liu Hai is watching them like suspiciously.
Yeah, and like again, like that like dramatic buildup of music, like intense, and like Gladstone immediately like kind of grabs Louis and
kind of hurts him away.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, he's like, I'm counting on Donald's luck being shitty.
Yeah, and I was like, oh. You're like,
shit. Oh, what's up?
Then it immediately it cuts to the water show.
Yeah.
That I keep misspelling, so I'm not even try.
Aquandon.
Aquamarine. And like I guess it's finished, but I think it's implied.
It's like multiple showings that they stayed for.
And I think they're the only people there.
Yeah, they are. They're the only ones watching the floor show.
Yeah. I kind of think that's sad. Because like sometimes I go to like Las Vegas casinos and there will be like acrobatic floor shows, and I'm like, what's sadder than performing in a really like full casino but no one's actually looking at you? Yeah,
that's the fucking worst. I can't imagine anything worse.
It's the fucking worst. It's like I used to be in choir and we would perform at like the LA County Fair, and like our big fear was just like we'd be in one of the stages and like nobody would show up.
Did people show up?
People would show up.
Oh, good.
And like stuff, because people like to watch like group of kids sing and dance. Yeah. But like our like biggest fear was always that like the only people who would show up are like our parents. And like the teacher.
I took so many notes, yikes.
I did too. But like sometimes when it matters, I'm like, I didn't take a note of that. Yeah. But back to
Gladstone, Louis, and Donald. We see as like the minute Gladstone walks into the casino floor, like he wins.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit, like balloons and streamers. Look, he's like the 100th person of something. And Louis just like, yes, this is so great. He's like, I love this so much.
And like immediately Donald's already like, they're just like they're from now on it's like a mini montage of like the contrasting of luck. Yeah.
But though at the same time, like as they walk into the floor, Gladstone's like, wait, where's Donald?
Yeah.
Like he wants Donald with him. And we still don't know why.
But we will soon find out.
Because Gladstone does want Donald around. He wants him to accompany them, but Louis does not.
Exactly.
And so they go up to like a pachinko machine, and Gladstone does it. He wins, big money,
obviously.
Whatever. And then Donald's like, fucking okay. He's like, and I think Gladstone says like, why don't you give it a try?
Yeah, he immediately tells them to try it too.
Yeah, I think he calls him Donaldo at this point. It's one of the many nicknames.
Yeah, I think so too.
But he's like, give it a try, Donaldo, I think. And and Donald's like, fucking, this looks like super easy. Fuck you, I'll do it.
But no, it immediately, like, the ball gets stuck on, like, the highest thing.
And then I think he pushes it.
Yeah.
And it crushes him.
He, like, tries to, like, rage the machine. Yeah. And it kills him. He's dead now. He's also a ghost. Because
it crushes him. And then,
it goes back to the lost kids.
Back to Scrooge and the kids, the lost boys, and Webby.
They're like, wait, haven't we been here? And, like... Yeah. But everything's, like, rearranged, but not.
Yeah.
It's
they're
weird.
like, I thought, wasn't that entertainment something?
Like
place?
Across, yeah.
And moved over there. They're like, what's happening?
It's like here in our college, when you go to, like, different floors of different buildings, but they all look exactly the same. And you're like, wait, what fucking floor am I on?
Holy shit, where am I? Who am I? Like the Death Star.
The Death Star's the fucking worst.
Oh god, the Death Star, it's like a huge, like, indoor and outdoor building.
Yeah, it's,
with, like, multi-level and bullshit.
It's
the worst.
It's the fucking worst. It's like, the plan when they built it was to make people interact with each other.
That's for directions. Yeah, like, no one knows where they're going.
Exactly.
Even if you ask.
I had a class in there once, and we were, like, in the highest level.
Oh, God.
And,
I've been inside, like, there's, like, 5 levels or something?
Yeah, there's, like, a basement, and then there's, like, super high levels. There's, like, a mini library in there. That's where we were.
It's not actually called the Death Star, but everyone calls it
Everyone called it the Death Star. Because, like, looking at it from the top, it looks like a fucking maze. Legit, I was looking at the map, because I was like, how the hell am I gonna get to this place? I looked at the map, and it was like, oh, just cross this part, and you'll be right there. And I'm like, there's a fucking wall! Yeah. There's a fucking wall there! How am I gonna cross? It doesn't give me, like, directions.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like, if you have a class or office hours, get there half an hour in advance to, like, scout.
Exactly. No.
Or just give up and cry in a corner somewhere.
We legit lost one of my, like, teammates. Because we were, in teams in that class.
Oh my god.
And legit, she's like, I'm in a library, but I don't think it's the right one.
Oh my god.
And we were like, yeah, you're not, because you wouldn't be here. You would know if you were here.
Oh my god.
So I had to get the professor to, like, help me look for her. And to the point, since we were on top, I could see everything. And, like, the acoustics are fucking amazing in that building. Because as soon as I saw her, like, across, I was like, yo, we're over here. And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm in the complete, like, other side of campus. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's a horrible, horrible place.
I just don't like it in there.
And I'm human development major, so all my TA office hours are in there. All of them.
That's the worst.
It's the worst.
It's a fucking mess.
Anyway.
What are we talking about?
They're lost.
They're lost.
The kids, the lost boys, and Webby are lost.
Yes.
At this point, Liu Hai appears again.
Yeah, and he, like,
against startling Scrooge.
Again. Like, this time, like, even bigger startled.
Yeah. And he says, like, I forget the lead up to this, but he offers them tigers.
Jade tigers.
Jade tigers that they raise in their business and wildlife pavilion.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And, like, up to this point, like, you hadn't seen, like, we hadn't mentioned it, but, like, Louis looked like, Huey. Dewey, fuck! I'm sorry, boys. Dewey looked like the least amused at this point, but as soon as I mentioned, like, these tigers and,
he's like
the
tigers.
danger involved with tigers.
Yeah. Like, he goes up to one, he's like, immediately, this is mine.
Yeah, immediately. He, like, makes eye contact with me.
Yeah. Scrooge is like, you can't give a child a tiger, especially this child.
Yeah.
And, Dewey's like, he's like, oh, I've already named him, and I'm already super emotionally attached.
I thought it was such a cute line. And, like, Scrooge just...
He's like, fine. He's like, fine. Yeah. He's like, I'm not changing his litter box, though. That's his only complaint.
That reminds me of you with your situation.
He names the tiger Dewey Jr.
Dewey Jr. And it follows him.
Yeah, so, like, they walk out, like, Liu Hai walks off and leaves the tiger with them.
Yeah, like, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What? Okay, but then it, like, cuts back to...
Donald, Gladstone, and Louie.
And this time they're doing one of the... What are they called, like...
Oh, fuck, I hope you would know.
The Wheel of Fortune wheels.
A wheel...
Fortune.
They're spinning...
The prize wheels.
Yeah.
The prize wheels,
Huge one.
A huge one. And, like...
Oh, Donald has a black eye from the pachinko machine falling on him.
Poor boy. And, he goes to spin it after Gladstone won, like, unlimited pizza.
Yeah.
And, like, the wheel...
It snaps off.
Yeah.
And you're like...
So Donald killed, like, about 100 people. Not only is he dead, but he's killed people now.
It snaps off and immediately is, like, crashing and explosions. Though, again, Gladstone looks pleased by this.
Yeah. And, like, the Aquarium is cancelled and you just hear... Huey, like...
No! In the distance.
Yeah. I love it.
And then next is the 27 fingers thing.
Oh my god, it is. There's, like, a finger guessing, like, booth.
Yeah. How many fingers is the guy holding behind his back?
And, like, first he's like, you know, like,
5,
4, reasonable numbers.
27! He's like, no. 27? No.
27. And he just keeps at it. And, like, Louis, like, tells, like, Gladstone, like,
it pans out.
Why?
Yeah. He's like,
why?
How does he think he has 27 fingers?
I fucking love it. And he's like, I just don't know. And, like...
But he's smiling.
He's
like, I just don't know, Lou. He looks very happy that Donald's fucking up.
Yeah. And, like, he just, like, it pans and, like, Scrooge looks really mad.
He's like, fucking let me out of here.
Yeah, God, it's so funny.
He's getting desperate.
Mm-hmm. He's like running around, trying. And this is like around the first time where I noticed like the design of the people around them.
Yeah.
Like, because it's not like some people, like, there's like a huge range.
Yeah.
Like, some people are like more vintage. There's a guy who looks like he's like a, like
army.
Like, but like an
something.
old army.
Like, like 19th century kind of armor guy.
I was like, I hadn't realized until I rewatched it. I was like, huh.
Yeah, there's a whole range of like fanciness, but like different eras too.
It's interesting. And he goes back to the map.
Yeah, and Scrooge is getting so fucking desperate to get out of here. He lists all like the horrible places he was able to escape from. He's like, why can't I get out of this fucking hotel?
And I was like, at this point, I was like humming like Hotel California to myself.
Oh my god.
I was like, fuck. Oh, like Webby's like, you know, like, don't worry, like, at least we can track where we've already been.
I left the food trail.
Yeah.
But Dewey Jr.
has been eating them as like they come, and like they're kind of like get mad at him, and like Dewey's like, you tell the tiger not to eat something. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. And then again, Lu-Hai appears out of nowhere. And offers Scrooge and everyone like a huge like the buffet, like a buffet of many lands.
Yeah, I love how he just Lu-Hai has like cards and like Scrooge just like whacks them.
He just whacks him out of his hand. He's like, "Fucking no, we're leaving." But he's like, "Whoa, no, stay for our buffet of many lands." I
love it. It like reminds me of Las Vegas.
Yeah,
the like balloon thing next to the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. I love it.
Oh, I forgot. Huey has like a bunch of like Aquanadoon merch. Like a cup.
That's what it is.
Huge sunglasses.
Oh, shit, yeah. I love it. And like, at first, Huey and Dewey are the only ones that like go in, followed by Dewey Jr.
Yeah.
And Webby's like, nah, son, like, I'm staying here.
Yeah, she's like, you're not gonna trick us into. And she's like, is that a fountain made of chocolate? Because she's the chocolate fountain.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. He's like, and because Lu-Hai's like, you can put like anything into it. Yeah. You can dip anything in it. And she's like, what about my hand? He's like, sure. Yeah. What about your hand?
He's like, oh, okay.
I guess.
I love it.
And so she goes. She goes ham.
And everyone goes ham.
Yeah, Scrooge is like, kids, please. But then Peppy like dunks her head in.
She's like,
to,
okay,
catch it in her mouth.
Like I've lost.
And it looks like Scrooge gives in. He's like, fucking okay, like check me in.
Yeah. And it goes back to Donald still fucking
27.
saying 27. I fucking love him. And like Louis just kind of says like, just stop.
Yeah, he's like, just stop, Donald. And but Gladstone's like, no. He's like, let it ride. He's like, your luck's bound to. And then the guy's like, he's like, 2, you win, and you win a brand new a Thunder Clutch, which is a reference to Double O Duck. It's,
I knew that sounded familiar.
It's the spy sports car that Launchpad drives.
Oh shit! No wonder that sounded familiar.
Yeah,
I just couldn't remember why.
I'm like, whoa! Hey. I think it's called, the full name in Double O Duck is Thunder Clutch Whirly Dinghy.
I fucking hate it, but I love it.
Gyro named it, so of course it's the worst. And so the casino guy throws Gladstone the keys to the car he won, and he's like, "Ooh, okay,
another one."
Yeah, he does not look pleased to have won a car. He's like, "Oh, this is the second car I won for," and it's like, 4, you win again.
This time it's like a yellow one, and immediately he's like, "Yeah, this is the first time you really see him like
getting annoyed."
Yeah,
he's getting annoyed, which you wouldn't think.
Exactly,
like considering he supposedly likes his luck, that it gets him free shit. And Louis is like, fucking yes, like, you're like the luckiest guy in the world, or whatever.
Yeah.
And Gladstone says, annoyed again. He's like, yeah, I know.
But he's, like, way more, like, annoyed about it. Like, his tone, like, now, it's like, you can tell, like, that kind of, like, frustrated, like, this isn't what I wanted, or, like, like, shut up!
Yeah. And meanwhile, Donald he's tired of Gladstone, what he thinks is embarrassing him.
Yeah, he says that. He's like, I come to help you.
Yeah, and you embarrass me in front of the boys.
Yeah, I know.
And Gladstone's like, he's like, I'm not trying to embarrass you. Mm-hmm. Just explain. He's like, I wanted to show that you and the fam.
I made note of that.
Yeah. Show you the fam. I taste you the good life. Mm-hmm. And Donald's like, by showing them I'm a loser?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no.
That wasn't the point. And
Donald leaves. Like, he's fed up. But we see Gladstone's getting really desperate for him to stay.
He's like forcibly smile. It's like a really creepy smile.
Yeah. He's like desperate. He's like, don't leave. But Donald he storms off.
Yeah, because Louis, what does Louis say?
Louis is like, he's like, Uncle Gladstone, like, check this out or something.
Yeah, and then he's like, no, I'm done.
He's like,
I'm done.
Yeah.
And as soon as he walks away, like, Louis is like, oh no, it's just me and you, like, we can chill and hang out.
Yeah.
And here's where, like, it really turns.
Yeah.
And it, like, hurts my heart, because Gladstone's like, I don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
I need him.
Yeah, he says, I don't need you, I need him.
Yeah.
And just leaves. And Louis looks super hurt. He's like, just crushed. He looks crushed.
It's a theme here, you know, the kids meet someone they really admire, and they just get really badly crushed.
Yeah, because he totally looks up to Gladstone. Gladstone is like everything Louis could ever want to be.
You know, like
making easy money, like everything
living.
comes easy to him, which is like Louis lives for.
Mm-hmm.
But his hero, like, immediately is like, I don't want you.
Yeah, like I'm only kind of hanging out with you because your uncle is.
Yeah. I want your uncle. We don't know why yet.
Exactly.
No, we do, but we don't know why. And then we go back to Scrooge. Lou-Hi is checking him in. Mm-hmm. And it's so good, because I'm like, okay, Scrooge came in real quick, I guess.
And he's like making like all these like high demands, and I was like,
he's like, I need because he's checking him in at the computer. He's like, I need to put a sauna with a pool side view or something,
like
and a distraction. And Lou-Hi's like, what? And Scrooge is like, checkout's always by the exit. Thanks, Lou-Hi.
I loved it so much. I was like, oh shit!
He's running out the door.
Yeah. And the kids are like following him.
He's like, come on, kids, we're getting the fuck out of here. And Lou-Hi like kind of comes up behind the desk looking pissed, but he doesn't do anything.
Not yet.
He does vanish, actually.
Yeah, he's
gone.
And then, like, Donald has also somehow found the exit in a much quicker time.
Donald found the exit too, so I think maybe he heard Scrooge follow the giant tiger, I don't know.
I have no idea.
He does find them too, and again, Gladstone's trying to convince him to stay. Mm-hmm. He's like, come on, we haven't tried this or that, and Donald's like, okay, I get it.
You're the cool uncle. I'm emotional.
Yeah, just like super hurt. Yeah. And he continues storming out. Mm-hmm. And Gladstone is like, looks like he's freaking out.
Yeah. And like as soon as like they get super close, Gladstone gets like pulled back, and then it's like when it's suddenly revealed,
appears around his leg, and like connected to like this giant like frog shaped weight.
Yeah, it's like
keeping him in place.
It's like transparent, like blue, the same like blue that like other things have been.
Yeah, like this teal kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they help him up, and he's like, oh, did I not mention I'm being held prisoner here? And Louie's like, why the fuck did you say anything?
Yeah, and then, like, Lou-Hi appears, and he's like, because I would have found out. Yeah. And, like, at this point...
he transforms.
Yeah, it's a really cool...
It's a super cool transformation sequence.
Yeah, he, like grows super huge.
He goes, like, fucking 30 feet tall, like... His whole body's that light teal now. Mm-hmm. He has, like, robes and, like, a head... piece kind of thing, and we see that the whole casino is fake.
Exactly, like all those people
don't exist.
Exactly, they turn into like cards.
Yeah, giant playing cards.
And like same with like a casino, because the casino like wallpaper had sort of like looked like pieces of
like the
card.
back of playing cards. And they do like they all fold in, everything collapses.
All the things that they were wearing also turn into cards.
What's his face? Dewey Jr. turned into a playing card, like their new clothes, the tuxedo shirt.
Everything's gone, and like now they're like just standing in the void.
Yeah, and we learn that Lou-Hi he calls himself an ancient spirit of chance and fortune. Yeah, I think. Super cool, like looming over them. Oh, and the playing cards turn green.
Yeah, so everything is like it's in the void. Yeah. They're standing on like a thing of like playing cards, and there's also like playing cards that kind of scattered around in the void,
like floating.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's really nice. I really liked it.
Now.
Exactly. Ha ha ha. He's actually like, I think they mentioned like a luck vampire.
Yeah. Gladstone calls him a luck vampire.
Mm-hmm. It's really nice. I love it. Like this like looming animation shot, and like,
oh god, Scrooge is pumped.
He's like, fuck yeah.
Yes, this is what I wanted.
Yeah. I love it so much.
And so we learned that Gladstone was held captive. That fucking Lou-Hi was feeding on off his luck.
Yeah, because he's so lucky. The way he says it though, like Dewey immediately says, he's like, "Are you bragging about that?" Like, what?
Yeah. And he said he was hoping that Donald's bad luck would break his lucky streak, and that Toad wouldn't want him around anymore.
Yeah. And, like, they all say, yeah, because he's so unlucky.
Yeah, they have this whole thing that's, like, fucking Donald's the worst.
Dewey calls him the worst.
Yeah! Because Gladstone's like, because Donald is, and Scrooge is, like, bad luck. Huey calls him a jinx. And Dewey, the worst.
I hoped Donald would break my lucky streak, because he's
bad luck.
A total jinx. The worst!
Yeah, and, like, immediately he's like...
He looks super,
so
like,
sad.
he's like, he just looks super downtrodden, and, like, only Louis notices.
Mm-hmm. And he also, like, starts to feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, my boys. But
and, but that makes me wonder, like, how long was Gladstone held prisoner?
I thought they had mentioned it. That's why I was... Yeah, they didn't, though. I don't know where
we don't know how long he's been held prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because even though, like, the kids know who he is, we don't know how long it's been since they last saw him.
Exactly. Yeah. I kept, like, trying to, like, listen to see if they mentioned the date, because for some reason I thought they had. But they don't at all.
They never mention how long he's been held prisoner,
Nope.
so we don't know.
Could be years, could be, like, 2 days, who knows. How long did it, like, take him to get the message to them?
Yeah. Like, how,
Yeah, I don't know.
So we don't know. But Toad is, Toad's like, he's like, Gladstone's been fine, but I'm more interested in Scrooge. Yeah, like the luckiest duck in the world, his luck must be pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Since he's so rich and he's done so much.
Yeah, and Scrooge is like,
fuck you.
Fucking, excuse me. Like, my, like, success has nothing to do with my wealth. With, with my luck. With luck. Which I thought was, all the way in Oslo, where Don Rosa currently is, he's crying tears of joy because Don Rosa hates people talking about Scrooge's, like, having gotten anything through luck. Yeah. He hates it, because which I thought was hilarious.
He's like this story of, if you try hard enough, and if you work hard enough, you're
and if you're honest,
if
you will, and if you work for, because this is like the story in Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck. For half of Scrooge's life, he's a failure. Yeah. In the comic, he's a failure. Until he finally, like, through years and years and years and years of hard work and training, he makes it big. Yeah. And he keeps working to make himself more rich and powerful. Mm-hmm. And so, because in the comic, like, whenever someone says, like, his first time is lucky, he's like, fuck you.
Like,
no.
The first time was the motivation. To pursue.
It's not the source of the luck. Yeah. Which is what happens in DuckTales, in the DuckTales 1980s cartoon. Yeah. Like, he calls it, like, his source of luck. Exactly. And it is canonically in the series his source of luck. Because when it's taken by Magica in the episode Time Enough for Luck, all of his businesses go to shit. Yeah.
But it's like that kind of like it was like a cycle of maybe like that motivation and like the hard work is what gave it its luck, not like the other way around. Yeah. And
because the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck came out in the 1990s. So after the series, so this is Don Rosa being like, fucking fuck you, 1980s DuckTales, it's not luck. This is I feel like a nod to that. Yeah. I forgot to mention when Luhai appears, Scrooge is like, he's like, I was watching the waters of Aquanadon when I could have been fighting a demon. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, this is so much better.
He's so down and he's like, so like, he just goes up to Luhai and he's like
he makes a bet for their freedom.
Yeah. He's like, I can beat you in one single game, and then like if we win, then we're out. Yeah. And
Luhai agrees. He's like, all right, cool. But he sets up like a whole obstacle course.
Yeah, it's a really like nice looking obstacle course in the void.
In the void, yeah. In the void. Made of like playing cards, there's like a giant pachinko machine in the distance and all that. And Scrooge like rolls up his sleeves, like, okay, let's go. Yeah, like, and Luhai's like, but you're not gonna play. Yeah. And his sleeves like slide back down.
We're doing this like in the old like Kingdom days. We have a champion. Yeah. Each is gonna like get one person, and then since like Gladstone's still like
mine,
is mine.
He's mine.
Yeah.
Like, and you get Donald.
And Donald's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. It is a cool thing. Like his hand detaches. Yeah. And then like goes through them all and points to Donald.
I love it.
And Donald's like, fuck
this. And like I love how Scrooge reacts. He's like, I don't even get to do it.
He's like, I don't even get to be part of the challenge. What the fuck? That was my idea. And I saw all the kids, especially Louis, once Donald gets chosen, they're just like, okay, we're fucked then.
Yeah, like
they have no faith in him.
They don't
whatsoever. It's so sad.
It's It's enough to, like, bring you down for a while.
Yeah. And so Donald and Gladstone are lowered to the arena thing. And Scrooge gets pissed at Gladstone for putting their family in danger. He's like, how could you do this? We came to help you.
And, like, the thing is, like, Gladstone says, like, I'm sorry, but, like, I can't lose. Like, I'm not even gonna try. Like, you guys are fucked, but what can I do? I'm like, so what? An ass.
Like, he almost, he starts off like, I am sorry, but what you gonna do? I'm super lucky. I'm gonna win no matter what.
It, like, gives you that vibe of, like, when you're talking to someone, you're like, how do you do in the test? And they're like, oh, I did so bad. I got an A-. And you're like, ah, fuck you!
Yeah.
That's not bad! You know that's not bad! Just stop saying it that way!
Yeah. And so the race, he's like, good luck, Donald. And it's like, fuck you, Gladstone. And,
like, Donald immediately, like, tries to, like,
he
start to run.
He rushes off. Yeah. And Gladstone, I thought it was cute. He walks with his head in the air. Like, his arms at his sides, which is, I think he does in the comics.
Oh.
It's how he walks in the comics, which I thought was a really nice touch. Mm-hmm. And so Donald gets, like, the shittiest path possible because of his bad luck. Like, lava's flying at him, like, jets of water flying at him.
Because, like, I hadn't realized, but, like, each major, like, obstacle course thing is, like, what one of the kids did.
It's a reference.
Yeah, it's a reference.
So this, like, the lava and the water is a reference to the Aquarian waters of Aquarian.
Yeah, like,
Huey recites the
thing. He recites the thing, and I'm like,
it's pathetic.
Cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Because he's loved it so much. It's like, dude, your uncle is going to die.
Like,
stop reciting this shit.
Yeah, I love, like, this, like, back and forth of, like, this contrast of, like, this shitty, like, situation Donald's in. Like, Donald's in, like, Wipeout to the max. Like, he's, like, American Ninja Warrior thing, this thing.
Oh, my God.
And, like, Gladstone's just, like, strolling.
Yeah, Gladstone doesn't have to worry about a single thing. Mm-mm. Like, nothing is hurting him.
Yeah.
Like, a lava thing, like, shoots him up in the air, but he just, like, does not react and just lets himself fall.
Yeah, and, like, it immediately takes him to, like, a really good path. Like,
yeah.
He has
like, Donald's, like, scrounging to survive and, like, leaping to his death to not get blasted by lava.
That's such a cool shot.
It was very cool.
Loved
Look at
it.
that. But we're watching it right now. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. It's like the lava keeps shooting up and like as like he's falling, so you get like this really nice like effect that's going on. He doesn't land on it though.
No.
So he gets lava.
Yeah, like what's the thing with Donald and fire? He's constantly always getting blown up or burnt. Like in the premiere, like when he's keeping the fire from killing Dewey, when his boat and the pool caught fire in the Ditch of Doom.
Yeah,
and now
this. Yeah, and I love like there's like music choices that were made. Like Gladstone's is like very like nice like flute. Like, and like Donald is like
almost big bandy.
Yeah,
he's just like fucking strolling along.
And like Donald is like Anxiety the musical.
It's like bum 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 like.
I fucking laugh. So they both get to like the same like area at this point,
and a playing card rises above them. Like, they're all huge, like bigger than them size playing cards with Dewey Jr.
Mm-hmm. Like Dewey's like Dewey Jr. and it's like no, not fam.
And Dewey Jr. explodes into like ribbons, like sharp ribbons. They're like so. Dewey Jr. explodes into ribbons. Gladstone gets away because he like trips. And luckily lands on like a safe level somewhere. Yeah, like somewhere else. It flips him.
Yeah,
like, and he lands
on top of the machine.
Yeah, like not on top of it. I think it's later. He lands on the other side.
Yeah,
and meanwhile Donald gets like pinned to a wall by the ribbons that turn sharp.
Yeah,
and he like rips through. Like his clothes is all torn now. And they end up in front of them. They end up in front of a giant pachinko machine with the buffet of many lands inside as a giant
card like kind of looking thing.
A giant like shaped thing.
Yeah, like there's like a turkey leg or whatever.
And Gladstone, who is inside the machine, like things fall, but it all bumps him up and like sends him flying up to the very top, and he's very close to the exit now.
Yeah.
And Gladstone again apologizes. He's like sorry but not sorry, and he's like sorry but not sorry.
Yeah, and then he like finger guns away.
Yeah, he's like I'm not sorry enough to sign up for a lifetime of servitude though, and he does finger guns. He doesn't do finger guns at Donald at least. No.
Yeah, he just kind of like he turns in and it's like finger guns.
I got this.
And I'm like,
and Donald, yeah, and then Donald immediately gives up.
Yeah, he does. He like immediately he's like, oh, well, that's it,
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
like
it. He's like, I failed my whole family. We're all gonna be stuck here forever.
I'm like,
great.
Fucking God.
And then Louis Jr. starts encroaching on him again. In the full tiger form.
Yeah.
And he just gives up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm down to die.
Yeah, he's sitting on the ground, like, leaning against a pachinko machine. He's like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
But then Louis...
He, like, from, like, the top, he's, like, encouraging him.
Yeah.
He says, this might be paraphrased, no matter how bad things get, you always keep going. You never had the common sense to give up before, so why start now?
Yeah. It was really great. Like you can do this, and we believe in you.
Yeah, I loved it. Like, especially coming from Louis, because he knows,
who's
like...
been putting him down the whole episode.
Like, he knows, and, like, Donald gets kind of like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
And it was a really nice moment.
And he's just, like, invigorated. He's like, okay, fucking... like, he harnesses, like, the sheer force of his anger, and, like...
Sometimes, like, resentment and rage powers you through him.
Wow. Like, his quack... destroys the magical tiger.
And then he gets crazy eyes.
Supersonic quack. And then he turns around like, okay. His eyes are like white. Like, it's like really nice details for this. Like,
he's got those crazy eyes.
Yeah. He runs vertically up the pachinko machine.
Yeah.
Like, just speeding up. He's like headbutting through all of like the little like the...
what are they called?
The thingies sticking out.
I forgot. I don't know what they were called.
In the pachinko machine.
Well, yeah, like the things that would help guide like the ball up.
Yeah,
you know?
he like headbutts crashing through all of them, like running vertically up this thing.
I fucking love it. Such
Meanwhile,
rage.
Gladstone is like 5 feet from the exit.
Yeah,
but then
he finds $20.
Well, Donald behind him like bursts through, like extending shit flying everywhere.
I love how Luhai's like. Yeah. Where the fuck did that come from? Like, I didn't put that there.
It's really funny. I was like, hey, $20! And he's like, where did that come from? Because he's just standing behind Scrooge and the kids watching. He's like, what the... And so Donald, who exploded out of the pachinko machine, flies past Gladstone.
He still has those crazy eyes, and he's like, breathing heavy.
Super heavily, like, okay.
I love it. But yeah.
And his outfit's still all torn.
I know, he's all fucked. And, like, now it's, like, he's like, well, you know, I guess I'm gonna keep Gladstone.
Yeah,
and then
Luhai's like, fine, yeah, Scrooge, you and yours are good to go, but Gladstone is still a mine.
Yeah, and, like, Scrooge just speaks up now.
Yeah, Scrooge, like, shit. Scrooge claims Toad really should want Donald.
Yeah,
because since Donald beat Gladstone, that technically makes him luckier.
Yeah, so he's like... You know, he's no longer the luckiest, so if you want the luckiest, get the person who beat the luckiest. Yeah. So he's like, oh yeah. He doesn't even, like, think about it, really. He's like, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
you know?
He's like, that sounds legit.
Yeah, it sounds legit.
And he's like, oh, cool. And he's like, I'll keep Donald instead. And Louis immediately is like, what the fuck? No. He's like, no.
But he's like, house rules, right?
Yeah.
He's like, immediately. Then Donald gets chained by the neck, and I was like, why?
I'm kink shaming, Frank. I'm kink shaming.
Kink shaming Disney, especially like the Ducktales theme.
Yeah.
Why through the neck? This is not good.
So the chain disappears from around Gladstone's ankle, and like you said, appears around Donald.
Yeah. And
then like snaps his fingers, and Scrooge, Gladstone, and the kids vanish in a puff of smoke, and reappear outside the casino.
In front of the house.
And Louis immediately turns on Scrooge.
Yeah, immediately. Like, the other kids, like look kind of worried.
Yeah, they're startled still. Yeah. Like, but Louis immediately is like pissed at Scrooge. Like, how could you do that? And Gladstone is immediately on Louis' side.
Yeah, he's like
how are we going to save him?
Exactly. And like, Scrooge doesn't even bother to explain at all. He's like, I got it. Another one of like my weird countdowns, like another like of like Scrooge's shit eating grin, just being like, I got this. Yeah. You know, he starts counting down immediately. He like moves a little, and like Donald just gets blasted through the door.
He gets thrown out because we see that Scrooge expected Donald's bad luck to starve Toad.
Immediately.
Yeah, because I guess that he has dealt with demons and like vampires before.
I bet. Like, holy shit.
He has. Jesus. And we see that Luhai is like rail thin, like he's all bones, because Donald's bad luck is just that bad.
Like he's a shadow of his former self. Former self.
Yeah. And his voice gets all, like, funny and, like, croaky and high-pitched.
And immediately, like, the casino collapses.
Yeah, like, Toad, I guess, he doesn't have the strength to maintain the casino. And it, like, vanishes to hell.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's such a cool, like, animation sequence,
Oh, yeah.
because it kind of, like, everything turns into, like, blue light and squares, and it, like,
Yeah.
just vanishes upwards, and it's gone.
It's gone.
Just, like, an empty lot.
And Donald gets all the hugs.
Yeah, he does. Even, like, everyone, like, Webby, everyone's just, like, a nice little, like, moment. Donald's still like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, he's like, what just happened to me? Yeah. And they're all like, well, to Gladstone, they're like, well, I guess you're not that lucky.
Yeah.
And they start walking away, and they leave Gladstone behind.
Yeah, like, I feel like that was, like, Webby's, like, sly, like, diss to him. Like, I guess the one thing that defines you isn't what defines you anymore.
Fuck. So they leave behind, and Gladstone's kind of, like, reasoning to himself, like, because of my luck, we got out of there. Mm-hmm. So, really, like, I'm the hero.
Yeah.
But they're all gone.
They don't care.
And while they walk away, Louie's like, luck's overrated.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
so Louie no longer admires Gladstone.
Yeah.
Like he did.
Good character development.
Yeah. And then we see...
Launchpad
waiting at the plane holding the door open.
Yeah.
Looking like he's been to war.
He looks really like...
Like, he's in an ancient, like, Chinese armor.
Yeah. He has, like, arrows sticking out of him.
Sticking out of the back. He has an eye patch.
Yeah. And he has a fucking baby panda.
Like a sentient baby panda.
Yeah.
Like, not like a non-anthropomorphic. An anthropomorphic baby panda in a basket on his back.
Yeah. And then, like, he once again, like, looks across, like, the body of water.
First,
yeah.
Dewey walks up to him. He's like, Launchpad, what happened to you? And he says, super casually, tourist stuff.
And I'm like, what?
And Dewey accepts that.
Yeah, like, that's enough. That's enough.
No one else questions what the fuck happened to him.
Exactly. Like, no one cares. It's
Yeah.
driving me insane.
It's driving me crazy. And so they all board the plane, and Gladstone watches them from the pier, outside of where the casino used to be. And he almost has a change of heart.
He starts like, I'm gonna like work. I'm gonna get my hands dirty.
Like,
I'm
find
gonna
out
do this.
find out who Gladstone really is. But then, nah. He's like, nah, actually.
Because a lady in a giant, like, golden yacht, like, comes up and she is like, I need to get rid of this.
For tax purposes. Yeah, $20.
Yeah. And he's like, nah, I'm all in.
He's like, Gladstone's back, suckers!
I fucking love it.
Oh, and we now see that Scrooge is no longer horny for crickets.
Yes, okay, I love the scene of, like, the temple.
I love
in
it.
the mountaintop, and it's, like, Launchpad's completely destroyed the plane. It's all fucked.
And
like,
we see the cricket.
We see the little cricket, and then, like...
Scrooge looking just exhausted standing in front of it, and Donald and the kids just spread out, passed out behind him on the steps.
And he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's like a second of the cricket playing, and he's like, okay, we can go now. How tired and done he sounds. He's like, okay.
It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it.
Okay, we can go now.
Like, the song, it sounds like any other cricket ever does.
Cricket noises.
Yeah. I fucking hate crickets.
They're so scary.
They're horrifying to me.
They're so scary. But what I wanted to bring up about Scrooge abandoning Donald with no explanation or apology is a recurring theme. So we see in the new Ducktales comics, Ducktales issue 2 and 3, which feature Della. Mm-hmm. We see in both. So far, at this point in time, we only have the full issue 2 and only a preview of issue 3.
Okay.
And it's a running theme of Donald getting somehow hurt or ending up somehow shittily because at the end of their adventure, because of something mostly Scrooge did. Mm-hmm. We see
like the bait and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
We see in issue 2. Issue 2 starts out with Donald having been shrunk. Issue starts out with him having been shrunk, and they're holding him in a pot. And he's like, "You better fucking find out how to fix me. Mm-hmm. Like, this is all you guys' fault."
Oh.
And in the second part of issue number 2, Scrooge shoves him. This is too much context, but Scrooge shoves him into a magical freezing vortex meant for magic sheep. Because they were one sheep short for it to work. And so he's like, "Okay, Donald, shove." No warning, shoves him in. Which ends up with Donald being stuck in a humongous block of ice. Mm-hmm. Scrooge couldn't have known what would happen to Donald, since it was meant for magic sheep.
Still, though, just the fact.
Yeah. And it's also something that happens in the older comics as well. Like, Scrooge and the kids are suspended over this giant whirlpool, and they need to get something at the very bottom to stop it. And he's, Donald, you're up, shoves him off. I own that comic. It's fucked. And then in issue number 3, which so far we only have a preview of, we see that Donald's been turned into a giant cookie.
What the fuck?
And it all starts with, all the issues start with Donald. We see Donald's already ended up in this horrible predicament, and he says, pretty much paraphrasing this, pretty much, like, do I have to remind you guys, this is all your fault, that I'm stuck like this, that I'm in this whatever predicament. And so this is the problem that we see in the comics, and in this now, and in the actual cartoon now, a recurring theme of abandoning Donald, putting him in harm's way, without warning him or apologizing.
Yeah, it's just, like, kind of like, that's your role, I guess. And it's like, that like, adds up on a person.
It does. And it also seems like Scrooge seems to favor Della. Mm-hmm. Like, he in the comics, he mentions how she's a lot like him. Mm. And just, like, talking to her more about the adventure while Donald's being attacked by a giant bird, or he's being frozen, or something. Like, he levels more with her, telling her, explaining with her, like, talking more with her about what's up. Mm-hmm. And so this will fuck someone up. Yeah. And I'm sure Scrooge isn't doing it intentionally. We know he loves, like, his family. Yeah.
But it's just kind of like...
He doesn't realize what his actions can harm people. He's like, it was the most logical solution. Yeah. It ended up alright, so it's fine. Mm-hmm. But not realizing that that's not good for people. Sad. Yeah. And so this is a recurring thing with Donald in the comics, even in the Three Musketeers movie. Donald has extremely low self-esteem. Yeah. And in this, it looks like we have much more of an explanation for it. Because it's only been previously implied in the comics. Here we're getting straight up, like...
Everyone roasts me.
Yeah, everyone roasts...
What do you expect?
No one appreciates him. Yeah. He's constantly being belittled and, like, insulted and, like, all this stuff. Yeah. And, like, treated like shit by his uncle. Uh-huh. Like, over the years. And so I really hope they acknowledge this.
Same.
It seems like they will, since it's been a recurring thing in the comics, which are canon to the cartoon, and now in the cartoon itself.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they will. Like, also, like, you know, I feel like the kids obviously love him, but, like, you know, he is, like, their worrisome uncle slash dad?
Yeah, he's their dad. He's their dad. He's raised them since babyhood.
Exactly. So it's, like, I get, like, you know, you might not see him as cool and stuff, but, like, I feel like each one of them, especially, like, now that we know, like, Louis, he's, like, you know, maybe be kinder on him, because he has had, like, a hard time.
Yeah, and I think with the kids, it's not, like, intentional. No. Like, they just... He's like their dad. Yeah. He's like the really overprotective dad, and they don't realize they're kind of, like, lumping on, like, already years of his own self-doubt.
Exactly. It's like when you mention something kind of jokingly, like, about your own anxiety, and someone's like, yeah, totally. And you're like, don't say that to me. Like, that makes it worse.
Yeah. So, like, poor Donald. Yeah, like, I was thinking about this especially because this is not all my realization. I would give credit to, like, people online talking about the comics, and I'm like, shit, yeah, this is fucked for Donald.
It is,
and it's very much a running gag in the comics, and just Frank, resolve it in the series, please.
I feel like they will, because they take, like, these, like, gags.
Like they will. Yeah.
And, like, kind of be like, yeah, don't you like this gag? But now here's, the really upsetting part of the gag. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. But so I have high hopes.
I think so. I hope they will.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think now we have a couple reviews.
A couple of reviews and, like, not really questions, more like comments.
Yeah. Like, do I want to do the questions or should I do, like, the iTunes review first?
You can do the iTunes review. We have our first iTunes review!
Yes!
Yay!
Please leave more so we can get you can hear your question on the air and feel good about yourself.
It was 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
Yay!
By, Actual Trash commented... Super good! A bunch of exclamation points, which you appreciate.
Yay.
This podcast is really fun to listen to. I love it. Thank you, Actual Trash.
Thank you so much. It made me really happy.
I love it. Thank you.
I couldn't figure out how to read the comments at first. I was like, wait, where are the comments? But then it was like... I have to, like, search us again. It's weird. Yeah. But thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot. And then, we haven't really gotten any questions yet. Yeah. You can interact with us on Tumblr whenever you like, to be honest. Yeah. We're up for... people talking to us. Yeah, we're down. And then we have a comment from, like, Libsyn itself, where we host this podcast. Yeah. And, like, same person called Mega Elise, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, who gave us a really good comment on our first episode. Because we had mentioned in the first episode, like, why Donald calls Mrs. Beakley Mrs. B. Yeah. And we were kind of like, you know, like, in character, like, stuff, like, you know, in like, story. And Mega Elise...
We're like, that sounds very familiar. Does he already know her?
Yeah. And Mega Elise gave us, like, a more, like, of a real-life voice actor reason. And I was like, oh, shit! Like, I hadn't even thought about that. So I'm gonna read the comments. I'm pretty sure Donald calls Mrs. Beakley Mrs. B because her full name is too hard for him to say. It's a bit of a real-life, behind-the-scenes thing. Although since Donald does seem to have a speech impediment here, this could also be taken as a, like, in-story explanation. But Donald often has a hard time pronouncing different sounds and words, including the K sound, which is often replaced with an L.
Huh.
Yeah. Or emphasize using H in the middle of the word. He often has a hard time pronouncing L, particularly when it's followed by a long E sound, and he will use them to blend together. This is why the triplets always say Uncle Donald instead of Uncle. This would make his pronunciation somewhat, like, either Beatley or Beaky. It's just easier and less painful for him to pronounce it that way. I was like, oh shit!
That's
like,
super cool. I forgot the name of the Donald Duck voice actor now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I remember the original Clarence Nash, but it'll come to me and then I'll hate myself. Something with a Todd. Something with a D. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. But yeah, like...
Yeah, like, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, like, the real, actual, like, reason why certain, like, vowels can be used with the voice.
Yeah, and, like, I forgot to mention this earlier, but, so Russi Taylor does the voice of the triplets in the original series, and they call him Uncle Donald, because it's the same thing, same similar kind of voice thing.
Yeah.
And I hope if we see young Donald again, that he will be voiced by Russi Taylor, who voiced the triplets, and Webby in the original, because that would just be really great.
That would be so cute.
But, was there something else?
No, I think that was it.
Okay.
We haven't gotten any emails either.
We have not. Talk to us, people.
Talk to us.
We want to hear from you.
I know,
We want to read your reviews and your super cool, informative comments
on
the air.
Dweebs. We're dweebs. Dweeb with us.
I just give, like, a 3-minute thing about Gladstone's original appearance in the comics, my dude, so...
Yeah. You know,
I'm
whatever.
a nerd.
If you're not interested in, like, if you want to talk to me about something else, I'm not, like, Ducktales oriented.
Yeah. Or just if you want to listen to a review, we really appreciate all the reviews, and obviously we read them on the air. Be the second person to leave a review. You won't be as cool as actual trash, but you'll be second coolest.
Second. You know, like, leave us enough reviews to where we actually have, like, a review average, because we don't have one.
Yeah, not yet. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
Just... All you have to do is type good.
Good.
That's all we want.
Or KK, or I don't know, smiley face. Yeah. Whatever it is. We'll appreciate it.
Yes.
But yeah, you can find, like, the whole, like, podcast Tumblr at amorespatospodcast.tumblr.com. You can find me, Faby, personally at lovelyinsane.com. Right now, I'm really into BuzzFeed stuff, so follow me for that if you want. I don't know, I'm trash.
I got Ducktales up the wazoo. So, I'm at Mighty Ant at tumblr.com. This is all in the show notes as well.
Yeah.
So send us a message.
Just send a message through our Gmail account as well.
Or through our Tumblr, if you have a question you want us to answer on the air.
You just really want to say something. Yeah. We had, like, a nice, like, message, just kind of, like, commenting about, I
can't remember your name. I'm so sorry. We don't have Wi-Fi right now, but, I will know your name later. Yeah. Next episode. Which is like a million years from now. I'm sorry. But I appreciate your Peter Pepper Pizza, our shared Peter Pepper Pizza experience.
Exactly. It's really nice. And we're also on Twitter. Try to update. It's a little bit weird.
Oh, woof. We suck at Twitter.
We suck at Twitter. Because, yeah, like, the editing of these videos happens much later than the recording of these videos.
Yeah.
But we're here, you know, at Amores Patos. Not at Twitter. Fuck, I can't say it.
Yeah, Amores Patos at Twitter.
And that's it.
So if you want to, we're not really on there, so.
No, yeah.
Everywhere else is good.
Individual Tumblrs and the connected one.
Yep.
But yeah.
I think that's all for us. How long? We want to give thanks again to Fenton for our cover art. We appreciate it and
so
cry
much.
About it every day.
I think about, like, the additional, like, art.
Yeah, that he made on our post.
And I cry sometimes.
It's so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah, check out his Tumblr. He has really good art.
Really great. Great stuff. But yeah, I think that's it for us. We still don't have an outro, so...
Nope, so...
Bye!
Bye! Laters.